Peace world. I'm gonna throw this disclaimer out there. I'm only doing this video to close out my relationship and my support or interest in the Shy. Um, just similar to the ending and the finale of Power, I haven't sat and watched anything on TV and been that infuriated, insulted, and just offended. Like what I see on there, that's not what I know about black people. I know certain groups of black people with some of those attitudes and outlooks and so on and so forth. I have some in my family. I have some in my wife's family. She recently, we had a a family member that was headed towards a wedding and getting married, and some interesting things happened. So I'm not necessarily saying that this is completely untrue. What I am saying is there's no balance whatsoever, and that's unfortunate. Because so I can't relate to it, because in my life there is that balance. There are the cousins and the siblings and the family members that have some things going on, and then there's me and my wife and my situation over here doing our things. Then there's some family members who are above what we're doing. We don't get any of that on the Shy, and that's disturbing. And there's a song by Little Brother called Sirens, and it was a bar in there about cut that bullshit off. That's psychological warfare, and that's what I'm sitting here today, and it really just it smacked the shit out of me. That like somebody is trying to program me and push things on me repeatedly. And also, before I continue, I really would like to see the writers on the show, because just like where I really fell apart with Power when they started doing the after show with Terrence J, the two writers that I saw were white. And then it's Courtney Kemp Agbo, or Agbo Kemp. Like, these are college educated people often. Not that college is the end all be all. But when you don't sit and think, like, what is this person trying to do to me, or how are they trying to influence me, or what are they saying about me, or how are they interpreting me and people that look like me? What is going on here? Like, I just wanted to tune in and watch some TV, and watch some drama or some comedy. But something else, my favorite word, something else is obviously afoot. So for all of the people that love the show, and this is the best season ever, and you love Keisha, or you love Tiff, or whatever, all of that, this is not the channel and not the discussion for you. It just isn't. I'm going to run down a couple of things and just jump on off of here. The counselor meeting, Lena Waithe's attitude towards marriage, it is what it is. But the counselor meeting with Tiff and Emmett, and the reasons that they gave for getting married, and like just ripping up the whole institution of marriage. And that's okay if you don't believe in marriage and you don't want to be married. That's okay. But that lets me know at 45 and what, I just celebrated my 17th anniversary 2 weeks ago. What was it last week? Last week. Like, again, I don't relate to this shit. Y'all sound like 15-year-olds or 13-year-olds. and you talking about getting married. And let's be honest, they mentioned prenup. Getting married, the hell with where it is spiritually or biblically or whatever. You could be going down a road that where kids are brought into they already have a kid. But when you get married, there is no just we get in a fight, you cheating on me again, and we walk away. Like, you really get the government all involved in your life. So why would you even just jump into this because I've been putting up with his shit? Who else gonna put up with his shit? Darnell. It's not only Wash because he keeps this ear thing in his, he has the phone, the Bluetooth thing in his ear, which is a running joke for Spice Adams. Shout out to Spice Adams. And I think this was the first episode where we saw it not in his ear, but then he had it in his ear again when he has his towel on, and I presume he didn't even have his phone on him. Again, whatever. But it's another trash ass man or male figure. He's worthless. He's a caricature of a black man. I'm sorry. I ain't even sorry. That's the facts. Intentionally. The case versus Mr. Jackson, the preacher, Papa's dad. What is that? You have seen nothing. You saw some envelopes, one envelope, one interaction between with Duda at his church, and now it's money laundering. What is that? And then 2 street cops come arrest you for that? That's a detective that comes and gets you. That might even be some federal stuff if it was anything significant. But they gave you as a viewer, they gave you nothing to even understand what the hell is going on. Then he's out in a day. And then they show Jemma's dad go talk to Duda, and he's down at the precinct singing like a canary or whatever. About what? When have you seen anything happen between those men for that discussion to happen and have any relevance? And they never came back and did anything with it or about it. I guess because Duda won. I guess you're supposed to connect the dots and Duda. I don't know. But that made no sense. And lastly, we see the preacher at home. He just got out of jail, and we don't see his wife. We don't see Papa's mama, and we see them at home. Why does nobody have a mother? Well, we saw Jake's mom. She was trifling, but all we have is Nina. We haven't seen Jemma's mom. Jemma was just getting ready to have sex in their house a couple of episodes or 2 ago. And now they go back to have sex in the same house and moms ain't around. It's very weird to me. Next point, Imani telling Jake the rules of the house. Why is Imani doing that? I don't know what the pronouns are with Imani, so I'm just saying that. Why is Imani doing that? They've known each other for 5 minutes. But then he says, just a petty detail, but he says, Imani asked him, well, what do you think about me? And he was like, I don't give a fuck. Imani says nothing. But then when he challenges her and says, why you trying to boss me around and shit? You watch your mouth, Jake. And I'm sorry, Imani just looks a little weird to me. Something with her eyes, you know what I'm talking about. Imani look a little weird to me. But again, for Jake, who knows absolutely nothing the whole way, but now all of a sudden, I read something in school, you know, where you was born one way and you feel another way inside. I'm good with that. You ain't no bad person or nothing. Now he's all philosophical and has a understanding of the world. Okay. Nobody has problems with any of this gender assignment or fluidity. I don't even know the terms of this stuff, but okay. Next point. Why the hell is Tiff, who looks phenomenal by the way, but why in the hell is she sitting up at her bachelorette party in panties and fishnet, her panties, bra, and fishnet with her mother-in-law? I knew, and it was some people who was rooting for Jada, but Jada's stock plummeted through the basement in this episode. But why the F is she sitting around them dressed like that and everybody else has their clothes on? And then we get to the obvious bullshit. Jada, well, I know you don't like male strippers. That don't mean nothing about females. Again, everybody is just okay with everything. So I think it's a stud. She comes in the room and again, the lamest ass. How many times has the police been used? A police car been used to set up a stripper, a stripper scene. Where's any originality in any of this stuff? But she comes and dances on Tiff and they do their thing. Okay, I guess that was for somebody. And I hate to say that this is ghetto or hood, because I don't really want to poke fun. And that's what I feel like is going on here. Lena Waithe and her people are, and these writers, like I said, I need to see who they are. Because this presentation of black people is trash to me. It really is. But again, I understand that I understand things are where they are in the real world right now. But for you to go for Jada's involvement in that whole situation, now she's smoking weed and all of this. Like, how did everybody just become so fucking trash? Duda as mayor. Are we really supposed to be excited about looking at that show, at that series, at that storyline next year? If there is even somehow a season 4? Again, originality. There's a new MF sheriff in town. Didn't that die in like the 90s? Or with Eddie Murphy in 48 Hours? I mean, who even uses that anymore outside of Sports Center for some highlight or something? Which all of their jokes and bars are washed at this point. But you haven't done anything with the 63rd Street mob all season. And now I'm going to come appoint a guy who's done no hustling and was dead broke and been dead broke. I'm going to go put you in charge of my business. What does Otis Perry even... What is his purpose in being interested in Jake and now Trig? Why would I want one brother when I can own two? Like, for what? What are you going to own them for? Jemma and Kev at her house to cuff. The F word flipped around. Shout out to Grand Poobah. Heavy D and them back in the day. But Jemma goes, and I have a therapist. I told my therapist, I want you to be my first. We love each other, or I love you. Again, some more pedo shit, or pedophile shit. So we got to see them screwing, or after they screwed. Again, I don't know what the payoff is in showing some of these things and steering the story in some of these ways. Again, with power, to see Raina get blown away at point blank range. Just the optics of a young, it doesn't even have to be a young person of color, a young black child, but for a young kid to get gunned down as a result of some street shit in a series that you're watching on a weekly basis. I just don't see this kind of storytelling with other communities or entertainment that's aimed at other communities. Again, and if you're going to do it, what's the payoff? What's the payoff of it? So, like I said, man, I'm not gonna get 13,000 views and 20,000 views and 900 comments and have this healthy discourse, go down in the comment section, man. But I watched that shit and I was pissed off that someone, I haven't seen anybody paint black people in that kind of light. I mean, and I said this on Reddit, I halfway understand it in Power, because Power, at the crux of that story, it was about dope. It was about the game. But that's not what that's not the premise. That's not where we started with The Shot. That's where they've taken it. But I strongly hope that the show doesn't return. And I just don't have much to do with Lena Waithe's content at this point. You can tell your different stories about your community and your lifestyle and how you feel, and put your people in place to have work and to earn money and to tell your story. But you can do it with some balance. My name is Wood. I guess I'm looking for another show to watch. In the coming months. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Peace.